Schoolgirls in India discover Earth-bound asteroid, The Japan Times. New calculation of Hubble's constant and age of universe using 50 galaxies, SciTechDaily. Scientists identify the ancient enzyme that makes body odor so strong, CNET. How to see comet Neowise and what to look for in the sky, iNews. COVID-19 in BC. New travel rental guidelines, blueberry plant outbreak, and more flights with cases, Straight.com. Hubble is still snapping gorgeous images despite its advanced age, BGR. Warning of possible virus exposure on YLW flight, 14 days later, Kelowna News, Castanet.net. Carbon emissions are chilling the atmosphere 90 km above Antarctica, Science Alert. Calgary businessman battles to get $15,000 refund from WestJet, globalnews.ca. Outside the G